Now, there is no question about it. The weather, it is bitter and it is brutal, and I am not thrilled.
Me neither.
I am.
I'm not. Like, this is what gets me, okay? I know that winter is coming every single year.
Mm-hmm.
I've lived in Utah for my entire existence of 28 years, and I know wintertime equals cold, right? I'm still not happy every single year that it comes around.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think if I got to sleep in until 9 or something, I may be more okay with it. But when I get up and it's dark outside and it's cold and then I have to get in my car and it's like icy, I just get, I'm a bitter bee every single day.
She's a BB.
I'm a BB.
BB.
You dig it? This is The Perspective, by the way. My name is McCall.
I'm Mima.
And I'm Producer Butters.
And with cold weather, typically brings holiday
Cold
music. Cold music. It's bitter. Again.
Cold music.
It's a BB, if you will. But I feel like this last week, I had to go to the bank. The line at the bank, insufferable. It was very long. And I don't have a problem waiting in a line at the bank. I get it. You know,
It's a
I
bank.
worked at a bank. I've been there. You go at noon. Of course it's busy because everybody's going
What?
at noon.
No way.
Yeah, I know.
What?
Believe it or not. So I'm standing there in line, and as soon as I walk in, I'm waiting in this gigantic line, and there's Christmas music on. To each their own, but shove it.
It's November.
I don't want it. Like, and I know this is like, oh, this is a common complaint everybody has every year. Yeah. But seriously, we always joke, oh, I think it's coming earlier every single year.
I think they put up Christmas decorations before they put Halloween
They
decorations.
do. They
this
do.
year.
And
It's ridiculous.
You know, I get it this year on the perspective of like the way that we had the supply chain shortage and everything. And so they had to make sure that they had stuff. And then all of a sudden they had all of the product at that very moment in time. And so it's like, well, we got to put it somewhere. Like, I get it from that perspective. But like, I don't mind Christmas music in December, a week or two before Christmas. I don't mind it.
Listen, I will listen to Christmas music every day starting December 1st. Actually, the day after Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
I will listen to
Same.
Christmas music every single day up until January 1st.
Yeah.
Fine. I love Christmas music. But when you start playing it November 1st, by November 3rd, I'm sick
done.
of it. I'm
done.
done.
Maybe I have a different perspective. I don't know.
I'd love to hear it.
I would love to hear
I
it
mean,
too.
that's why we call it the podcast, right?
That's it. That's it. That's what we're here for. It's the perspective.
I feel okay. I'm not gonna choose to listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't particularly care for it 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's after Halloween and before Christmas
Mm-hmm.
and it's snowing outside,
Sure.
I'm okay with that.
Sure. I can get that.
You can turn it on, whatever.
If it's snowing.
If it's snowing.
If it's just bitter cold.
If it's a blizzard outside, I'm okay with it.
Yep.
But when it's like today, I mean, it's cold,
But it's sunny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
There is music that is winter-y
Mm-hmm.
that people associate with Christmas. Like Let It Snow, Jingle
Right.
Bells.
Right.
Those I don't mind
Mm-hmm.
because they're not Christmas. They're winter.
Right.
And if it's snowing outside, yes, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I will play Let It Snow or It's Cold Out. Baby, it's cold outside.
Mm-hmm.
But if Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer comes on, I'm like, no, I'm done.
Yeah. And, you know, I get it. I think from a standpoint, my best friend and I were actually talking about this the other day. We were talking about Christmas. She said that she set up her Christmas tree and she's like, this is the first time I've ever set it up early ever before in my life because I've always been one of those strictly not until after Thanksgiving types of people. But she was having a conversation with one of her friends and she said she was giving her a hard time for putting up her tree. And she's like, yeah, I know. It's like not what people typically do, but you know, it was my dad's favorite holiday and he passed away last year. And so now I love putting up my Christmas stuff. And then my friend was like, now I feel like a garbage human being because like you do whatever you want. She's like, I don't care if people put up their decorations. And I feel very much in that same space. Like I don't care if you want to put up your Christmas decorations. Who cares? Like go do it, right? I don't want to go to the bank though and be subjected to Christmas music. I went to Texas Roadhouse. You sit at Texas, sorry, okay? But that's where I went. I sat down. You're expecting very country vibes. You know exactly what to expect when you get in there. Every like third song was a Christmas song. It's November. Like, hold off. I get what you're doing. I understand from a marketing perspective that you do it because then people are like, oh yeah, while I'm here, I may as well get my Christmas cards. May as well get my gift cards or whatever for people.
Was it country Christmas? That's even worse.
I know he doesn't like country music, so
Like, I understand people, like, once Halloween is over, I understand people like to go into Christmas because they're like, it's the happiest time of the year.
sure,
It's also the most stressful because
correct.
you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to make sure I don't have kids, but my nieces.
Right.
I have
They're
20
taken care of.
nieces and nephews.
Do you really have to though?
No,
I mean, you don't have to.
You don't
but
have to.
That's like the
You don't.
tradition, I guess.
That is
Yeah.
the tradition,
This-
but you don't exactly have to.
this
I've gotten people trained that don't get
Don't give me
gifts.
anything.
I'm not going to get you any. We're just going to enjoy the time together.
Yes. And that's where I fall most of the time. So, there's no question about it. Christmas is the number one most commercialized holiday of the entire year, followed probably by Valentine's Day, followed by Easter. Those are your big holidays that are like commercialized. And then you got like Memorial Day and Labor Day that are big marketing days. But I would love Christmas if it wasn't, and I know this is like so cliche, but I would love it if it wasn't so commercialized. I understand people got to make money. People want to make money. And that's the rat race that we're living in right now. But Dustin's little sister, she reached out to me the other day and was like, I am once again asking you what you and Dustin would like for Christmas presents this year. And I texted her back. I said, dude, first of all, I know that you're like in school, just out of school, living on your own, trying to get stuff together. Please don't buy me anything. Just come over to my house. We'll have some dinner. We'll play some games. That's what I want. I want memories. I don't want stuff. I don't need stuff.
Well, that's like, it's like an obligation. It's almost,
I
it is like,
know.
it is an obligation.
It is.
It's like you have to get somebody
Yes.
something, but it's like, well, what do you want? Well, I don't know.
well, I have no idea.
Well, then
it's like,
let's
don't.
not worry about that.
That's the
It's
struggle
just,
I have with my mom.
Bingo.
My dad will tell me. My dad will tell me straight up. He'll be like, I want this. And I'll be like, okay, cool. I mean, it's expensive, but
Right.
sure, I'll get it.
I know.
My mom, I'm like, Mom, what do you want? I don't know. The house needs a new vacuum. I didn't say
I'm
what
not-
the house wants.
I want.
What do you
want? Yeah.
Oh, I guess.
she wants the new vacuum.
Correct. I want one that sucks real good. Yes. That's what we want. We love good vacuums. See, so I think when it comes
Get
to
a
the
Dyson. They
just
suck pretty good.
they do. I really like my Shark, TBH. But I
Oh my
feel
gosh.
like that's exactly it though. It does become an obligation. It does become like we had somebody that we used to work with that was the case every single year, and it was like the very first year. They said, just so you know, I'm getting presents for everybody, and I swore at them and was like, no, now I have to get you something. And it was like, no, that's not what it's for. And I was like, that is what it is. Like, it's so like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I hate it. So
here's an idea.
uh-huh.
What if instead of trying to get gifts for other people that you don't know what they want, why not put like, I don't know, get together and give to, I don't know, a family in need.
Yes. And this is something that I love so stinking much because it's like, yeah, I don't need anything. I'm grateful to be in the position that I'm at right now that I don't need anything. I would like money. Sure. Everybody would like money. That's just the case. But there are people out there who like genuinely, it's like, is my power going to be on for Christmas? Am I going to have food for my table? And I think that's a great
That is
idea.
a great idea.
I think it's awesome because like I said, it's super commercialized, and I feel like the whole aspect of Christmas itself is that you want to feel this like bubbling holiday spirit. That's what people want, is we're looking for this holiday spirit and this holiday joy and everything. And it's like we fail to look at the humanity side of it and the person that's underneath that's underneath the commercialization of it all, and realize that like, sure, maybe it's shiny bright and there's lights up on everything and there's reindeer in every flippin' parking lot everywhere that we go, but it's just like sparkly like crap, really, like genuinely
Hoopla.
underneath it. Yeah, underneath it, it's like everything is still the same problem that we had yesterday, only it just has shiny-ish on it right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
It's like you have a turd and you can polish a turd.
That's it.
It's still a turd.
That's it.
Yeah, basically.
I don't know.
Just saying.
Call me a cynic when it comes to this kind of a thing, but it's like I would rather. Not.
I'd rather
as
just
someone,
hang out with people,
Same.
friends.
yeah, as someone who has done. I was in JROTC in high school, so I did a lot of community service, and yeah, there's a lot of need out there, like a lot. It was. We used to do turkey dinners.
Mm-hmm.
So people would come to this organization and they would say like, hey, I have this many members of my family. So we would make a box for somebody who had that number of members. So we would give them like a turkey, or if it was like a bigger family, we would give them 2 turkeys or a bigger turkey, depending on what we had.
Mm-hmm.
That line was, I mean, it was so long. One time I remember we had a tornado warning.
Mm-hmm.
I had to go outside. I was like, get in. I was like,
Please
the last.
go away.
No, I was like, get in the building. The
Yeah.
building was like not safe. Definitely not tornado safe. But I was
Yeah.
like, you're going to be safer in there than out here. Please. We couldn't fit in that building.
Mm-hmm.
We did not fit in that building. It was the scariest thing. But
It's
tornado missed us, by the way.
you know. Oh, good. I'm
'Cause
so
'cause
glad.
I'm still here. So
I'm so glad.
What? No way.
No way.
What?
See, I think especially like this year, everything is expensive. We all know it. We've
Yeah.
seen gas. We know what everything is. We're not obviously not getting political with things, but everything is expensive. You go buy eggs, it's expensive. You go buy gas, it's expensive. People again are just trying to like survive on things. And so little pitch here, the Cash Food Pantry, which is just in our small valley of Cache Valley, just very, very awesome people, the people who are there that are supporting, that are giving back. That's one of the things that they're really asking for is like some turkeys, but like ham, anything
Honestly,
that's really
if
a
you
part
had
of a
money,
traditional meal.
They can
They-
make the money go further
Yeah.
than what we can.
I can't remember what is their buying power. It's like 4 times,
Yeah, I think 4 to
something
1.
like that, 4 to
So,
1.
If you want to Venmo
Yes.
right now, it's at cash-pantry. And if more info on utahsvfx.com.
So
Also, I was just going to,
yeah.
on top of that, if you wanted to try something different this year, we do a thing called Cares for Christmas. We team up with them.
Mm-hmm.
And there's usually about 10 families in need. I'm guessing probably this year it's going to be a
It's
little
going to
bit
be more. Yeah.
But
Probably gonna
that's
be
a
more,
good
yeah.
way. I don't know. Get with your fam and
Mm-hmm.
and do that instead of getting gifts for everybody on your list and get it for this one family that needs everything.
I think that's a great idea. I really do. You know, if you do have, I mean, everybody's starting to shop right now. You got Black Friday, Cyber Monday that's coming up. And so I think Producer Butters brings up a really good point of doing the planning beforehand of being able to maybe sponsor a whole family or something along those lines. And, you know, reach out to whether it's like clergy leaders or whether it's the people within your town to know who it is that within your own little vicinity that could use some help. And like, don't go in there and be like, oh, savior complex. I mean, or do whatever, but just
you do you, boo.
you do you, boo. So here's a fun little story. I don't know if I've ever really shared this story with you guys before. So growing up, we were always super broke. Like, so stupid broke. It was like, hey, can you not like have your period until like next Friday because we can't afford to buy stuff. Like, so it was like down to the nitty gritty, super broke. So when I was 5 or maybe 6 or 7 years old, my little brother, he was 10 months old and he had been diagnosed with a disease. It's called craniosynostosis, where half of his skull was fused and the other half was still growing. So it creates this, they had to go through and unfuse his skull. And so he's got this zigzag scar all the way across the top of his head because they had to cut it in half and go in. So I remember that year specifically, my mom was working at a production place and she was up in their like office area, and one of her managers, directors, whatever, called her in and said, hey, we need you hear more or whatever. And my mom was like, my son is in the hospital. Like we're doing these things in the hospital. And her manager said, well, you can choose between your kid and your job. What is it? And my mom was like,
Wow.
there's no question what it is. It's my kid.
That is messed up.
It is messed up. So thankfully, obviously she doesn't work there anymore. Nobody in my family does. But anyway, that year I remember my mom was super stressed. Again, I was really little, so I didn't understand a lot of the stuff that was going on. But there was a lot of stuff in my pantry that was from like the Bishop's storehouse. And I was really grateful that the church was able to help us out with that kind of situation. So it's like all of our food was taken care of. But then it's like holiday gifts. We didn't know what to do. I remember I was in first grade at this point, and we had gone to this like holiday. They do a church party, they do a church Christmas party and everything, and everybody comes together, and you bring a gift or whatever to help out families in need or whatever. And I remember it being the most magical Christmas that I had ever experienced in my life. Like I walked out into the living room and it was like half of my living room was just full of toys. And it was the most incredible situation I've ever experienced. And I talked to my mom about it. And she told me about that night that the party had happened, that they got done, and the church, I think it was the bishop, he had come over with his truck, and they knocked on the door, and my mom opened the door, and there was just this truck full of presents and full of toys and full of stuff. And my mom obviously just like broke down crying over it. And I remember afterwards we lived in Brigham City across the street from Kent's, and we went across the street over to Kent's and asked for butcher paper because it's like 50 cents for a yard or whatever. So we got this butcher paper and we rolled it out. And I remember we wrote, "Thank you, Santa," on this butcher paper and hung it out in front of our yard, in front of our house. And for me, I was just like, oh yeah, we're thanking Santa. Great. But like looking back, I can see how impactful it was. And being one of the recipients of that type of generosity and that type of love, like I want nothing more than to be able to turn around and do that this year. So Producer Butters had the perfect idea of that. So thank you for that recommendation. What, caresforchristmas.org? Is
Yes.
that the...
I believe so.
Okay.
It's probably not up
yeah.
at the moment, but I'm sure it'll be soon.
It'll be up soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will get instructions about it soon.
Beautiful.
Too.
And we'll
I'm
put...
pretty sure, for sure, by December 1st.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we've got the website up right now. It's up there. I just pulled it up right now. We don't have families that are on it yet, but the website is there. So we'll put this in the description of the podcast as well, so that you can go in and get some of the details, as well as the Venmo for the Cash Food Pantry.
Also, if you have somebody or a family that you know of,
Yes.
you can always submit it.
Absolutely.
And I believe you can submit it on that website as well.
We've got a contact us. There's a contact us up at the top that I think you can get all of your information and your submissions into. Do we have any final thoughts when it comes to, Christmas music, all of the above? We sort of went on like a little tangent, but I think it's an important tangent to be on.
It is. It kind of just
That's
goes.
good.
I think just holiday cheer
Yes,
doesn't have to equal Christmas music in November.
correct. Or money.
Or money.
Or money. Just be a decent human being.
Yes.
Producer Butters, anything else?
Enjoy you. You do you.
You do you, boo.
do you, boo.
That's right. All right, this has been The Perspective.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.